The addition of faces, the addition of all this storytelling, and the cohesiveness and consistency of the color yellow here, the brand colors, I think it just came together so beautifully. How's it going, guys? Thanks for stopping by the channel. So today's an exciting day. We have another website redesign challenge review. So a couple months back, we challenged our students to redesign the homepage of a business that they'd like to work with. And we got a lot of submissions, and today we're going to be reviewing the top 5. We'll look at the before homepages, and we'll announce a winner as well. So should be a lot of fun. Let's dive in. Okay, so we're going to kick things off with this redesign by Shah. And Paraz redesigned this website by a business called LinuxMint, which I assume has something to do with the Linux operating system. And the first thing that sort of jumps out at me is how outdated this design is. And the reason that's so important to note is because if I'm a user visiting this website and I see that the design is outdated, I'm going to automatically assume that the business isn't running anymore. So keeping your design up to date is super important for credibility. Then another thing is I've been looking for the download button. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's in the navigation. It'd be cool to have a clear sort of download call to action. And then another thing it'd be nice to have a title to provide context and convey what LinuxMint is, how they're different. Let's check out Paraz's redesign. Okay, so this is Paraz's redesign, and right off the bat, I love this title. Very playful, a friendly, minty companion for your computer with that neat little underline. And I love how Paraz took this sort of old school pattern in the back and the colors and used those same colors but made it contemporary. We've got a clear call to action. Paraz added a preview of the user interface, the LinuxMint user interface. If you're a product-based business, it's always important to visualize your product, like show it in action. The apps that are offered, I like the Tetris style layout here. Features, a much needed frequently asked questions section, some social proof to leverage the bandwagon effect. But yeah, I think this is a fantastic redesign overall. Well done, Paraz. It definitely gets a thumbs up from me. Okay, next we've got a redesign by Ludvig Hegdal. And Ludvig decided to redesign this website. I guess this is a podcasting platform. And just scrolling through initially, this is not a terrible website at all. They have all of the basics in place, though some things that stick out to me is we can do better with the messaging, we can do better with this background image. Our social proof can be more personable, showing more people perhaps. And since this is a tool for podcast creators, doing a lot of storytelling in the homepage will make a massive difference in convincing people to actually use this product. Okay, so this is Ludvig's redesign. I love the way Ludvig changed the messaging here. Turn your side hustle podcast into a full-time job, which sells you a dream, right? It makes you feel something, contrary to Acast powers the hottest podcast creators. I love the use of yellow here, yellow having the meaning of optimism. And of course, starting a podcast is not easy, and you're going to need a fair bit of optimism to push through and make it happen. There I am, right there. I like the fact that yellow is used, but also just the fact that it's so cohesive everywhere. So you've got the blurry yellow here. These images have a yellow tint to them. The images also have yellow in them, and the yellow backgrounds here. Another thing that's really well executed here is the use of white space. Just look at how soothing this layout is. It makes the consumption of information, whether textual or images, very, very easy and seamless. Yeah, kudos to you, Ludvig. This is a stunning redesign. Okay, here we have a redesign by Marta Kawecka. This is a business that sells surfboards in Bali. It's called Bruce Hensel. Damn, that is a massive wave. So obviously this is a product-based business, so there's a lot we can do to improve the way we show off our products here. And especially with something like surfboards, you can get very creative. Okay, so here's Marta's redesign. We've got a much, much better background image here. Anytime your business is in business for this long, 55 years in this case, you need to show that off prominently. Really good decision adding in these big numbers here. Super important for credibility. See, this is something that I missed in the before is I didn't know that these were custom designed surfboards. And that's a big part of the value proposition. So it's important that it's conveyed. Marta did a really good job actually showing that off here. We've got some information on materials, and then we hear from customers themselves. And given that these are custom boards, the first thing that you would probably ask yourself as a customer is what does the process actually look like for making this happen? So Marta was smart enough to add this little 4-step process to convey how things would go from start to finish. And overall, just a fantastic redesign. Well done, Marta. Okay, here we have a redesign by Horace Boston. I was just having a look at this, and one thing that confused me is this is a get started button with an appointment request, and then here you have seemingly the same thing, like a new patient appointment. So I'm not sure what the difference is here. Otherwise, we've got some alignment issues with the text. I think I recognize half of these portrait stock photos, so going for something custom will always be best, even if it's not super pro quality. You've got some social proof here, patient reviews, which I'm sure that we can display a little bit more elegantly. And just overall, in terms of the color scheme, the three colors here, three most prominent colors here are being used very, very equally. It's like a 33, 33, 33 split, which can work for sure, but difficult to make that work. Then it's hard to discern what role each color actually serves. Okay, so here is Horace's redesign. And, just going back to the color thing. So Horace took those same colors, but went for more of a 10, 30, 60 split where each color serves a specific purpose. This sort of yellowish, darkish yellow being used to grab attention, or buttons and, offers like this one here. The lighter yellow used as a background to tie everything together. Since it occupies a larger surface area, it's just easier on the eyes. I think the choice of typeface is awesome here. Fits the brand and the vertical very, very well. Here's a very clear breakdown of the services offered. Horace went ahead and simplified the call to action. Like, you can either book an appointment online through this button or just go ahead and call. Overall, I think this is a quality redesign, so well done, Horace. Okay, lastly, we've got this redesign by Ashley Rose, and this is a website for a holistic healing coach called Moniek, I'm not sure. Pronk. And the first thing that sort of comes to mind for me is this feels like the starting template that you get on the free plan with WordPress. I think there's a lot that can be done here with the messaging, as well as, breaking up this section. This can be broken up into multiple sections, and we can tell a story and support it with visuals. I think everyone recognizes this background image here. But yeah, I'd be curious to see what Ashley was able to do with this. Okay, so here's Ashley's redesign, and I like how we went from a quite cliche title here, Return to Your True Self, to something a little bit more meaningful. Forge a path to a life of purpose, passion, and happiness. I like that a lot. Look at how we went from this screen to this one here. So much more rich, and working that in with the beige and the rounded corners on these images really fits the holistic healing. I think this section here is actually super important for a coach, especially because if I'm going to work with a coach, I'd like to know in advance what it'll look like working with this coach. And so providing this sort of step-by-step is super important for transparency. This shadow in the back, I think that it fits the holistic healing thing very, very well. Loving the use of white space in these bottom sections here. Very good work, Ashley. I think this is a really good redesign. Kudos to you. Definitely gets a thumbs up from me. Okay, guys, so it's time to announce a winner. And although all 5 of the top 5 were absolutely incredible redesigns, and all were drastic improvements over their respective before homepage, there can only be one winner. And in this case, the winner is Ludvig Hegdal. I think what makes Ludvig's redesign so special is the fact that we went from a decent semi-average website to something that is not only so much more premium visually, but also the addition of faces, the addition of all this storytelling, and the cohesiveness and consistency of the color yellow here, brand colors. I think it just came together so beautifully. And not only is this visually great, but we've got all the marketing stuff in place as well with the social proof here. We talk about features, we anticipate user objections with this frequently asked questions section, and our messaging is on point. So yes, congratulations, Ludvig, and thank you to everyone who participated. These are always such a blast to review, and I'm already eager for the next one. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.